question is from Logron. How do you overcome the I'll just start tomorrow mentality when you have a bad moment or day?
Every moment is an opportunity to start. Every single moment. So literally the second after you make a quote-unquote bad decision or one that wasn't in line with your goals, the next available moment is a time that you can start fresh. And this is an interesting way of looking at things. It's one that I think is more beneficial. It's funny. We have our days and weeks and months are broken up into these arbitrary, time frames. A day, that's not arbitrary necessarily, but 24 hours because the sun rises and sets. And then we break that up into, weeks, which is 7 days, and then months. And so you end up getting this like January's around the corner. I'm going to wait till January so I could start the new year. Or, okay, I'll wait till Monday because Monday starts the week. But the reality is every moment is new. Every single moment is starting over. So when something happens, rather than kind of harping on it, you're in a new space. Like, okay, that happened. Now I'm going to get back and do, and follow what I think is going to help me out.
I also think it goes back to a question I think we just recently answered too about goal setting and sometimes setting too much too soon or trying, like, for example, like I love having a gym membership because sometimes I feel like this. Sometimes I'm not being very consistent, and I told myself in the morning that, today I'm going to make sure I get this workout in, and maybe yesterday when I was talking about it that I'm going to do this, when the morning time came around, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, I got busy, and I'm like, now I'm like, I'll just do it tomorrow, right? Instead of I'll just do it tomorrow, if I told myself I'll do it today, maybe instead of like committing to this hardcore workout that I'm going to go do it for, I'm just going to get to the gym and be okay with maybe I'll go to the gym and only walk on the treadmill, or maybe I'll go to the gym and only do one exercise, like just okay with that. And so I think that will help, because sometimes when you are thinking about going to do a workout, we connect workouts with this. It's got to be like an ass kicker. I got to be sweating. I have to feel that way. And
as if it doesn't count.
Right, exactly. As if going to the gym and actually walking on the treadmill for 20 minutes and doing 10 bicep curls doesn't count as something. That counts. It counts. It's better than nothing. It's better than you saying I'll go tomorrow. So what I've learned to do now is just, hey, if I commit that I'm going to go today or whatever, I'm going today. My lazy ass could drive to the gym. Now, sometimes I have done this before, where I had the intention of starting a really good workout and I had it planned and it's going to be this thing, and I just was not feeling it at all. But I was also not going to not go to the gym because I've committed to that. And then I went there and I just walked on the treadmill for an entire hour and listened to music or read something on my phone while I'm walking there. It's like, just doing that already is a step in the right direction. And sometimes we think we have to take this giant step to get started. And when we think of a giant step and you got such a busy life and all this other shit going on, it's really easy to get stuck in that mentality of, I'll start tomorrow.
What would you say before? Movement creates momentum.
That's right.
It has to be something super simple. Like, even if you have that thought that, tomorrow, like, do something right then. Like, do some air squats, do some push. I don't even care what the fuck it is.
Right.
Get the movement.
Yes, you have to do something. Be actionable. Even if it's writing it down on a piece of paper, like you did something.
Well, the amazing part is when you do that, a lot of times, and this has also happened, there's some times when I go and it ends up being a 1 hour walk on the treadmill and I didn't hit but then there's other times where it starts off and I only do a few sets of bicep curls, but then the blood gets flowing. I get a little bit of energy back. The right song hits my headphones right then. Then I'm like, I'm going to do another exercise. And then another exercise turns into another exercise. And then before you know it, I got a great 1 hour workout. So, be okay with, hey, I might go there and only do one thing or walk or do something, create movement like Justin's saying. Mm-hmm. But because sometimes it does end up leading into a great workout.
So something that I like to visualize that helps me anytime I'm doing something difficult, because there are tasks that, we big goals that you could set for yourself that just seem insurmountable, I want to save X amount of dollars, or I want to lose, 30 pounds, or I want to increase, 50 pounds on this particular lift or whatever. They can seem initially just like impossible. Gosh, how do you lose 30 pounds? Like, Well, okay, fine. If I lost a pound a week, to take 30 weeks, and that's at a good pace, that could take a long time. And that means if I don't mess up, I can totally understand what that feels like. So try visualizing this. If you took, and I've used this before, if you took two parallel lines, two lines that were perfectly parallel to each other, and you moved one just a fraction, 1/4 of a degree to the right, that's it. You wouldn't even be able to tell that they weren't parallel. But if you followed those two lines for a mile, 5 miles, 10 miles, 100 miles, the distance between those two lines would become vast. And the further you follow those two lines, the further apart they are, literally. And they continue to drift apart the more time you follow them down their path. That's you. So you're following some path. Just adjust it a slight degree to the direction you want to move. That's it. And then stay on that slight degree change. And then watch what happens as time passes. As time passes, more and more changes happen, and you get further and further along, and you get closer and closer to your goal. So start with something that's challenging but realistic. That's a small change. Stay there, and then wait. And trust me, you'll know when it's time to add the next small but realistic and challenging change. And then that leads to the big changes every single time.